I'm Steve Dieckhaus, and this is Haus Talk, a podcast where we unpack what it's really like to live a life above average. Real people, real stories, real habits, real growth. See, every high performer has a story that's generally built upon faith, discipline, or courage. The courage to keep going even after life kicks you hard. If you're here, welcome.
Brad is a ex-NCAA wrestler, MAC champion, was undefeated his senior year before he tore his ACL, got up, pinned the kid, and then still wrestled another match and then went to the NCAA tournament. Bro, I was heartbroken for you on that. I know you've got all the awards from the Huskies, NIU. Here we go, Huskies. And I know you can dive down deep, but just all around, anybody who knows wrestling just is one of the toughest things to ever do, between cutting weight and actual physical stuff. So we decided to peel back that a little bit. And just uber successful financial advisor, and you've built a practice over the past decade plus that is so impressive. And I don't always realize how impressive it is until I get around the rest of the boys up at Merrill and they're like, dude, do you know your brother? And I'm like, do you know my brother? Like, no, like he's a GOAT. Like he's got it, right? Like he's got this practice. Like it is insane. I wrote down some of your awards. You're on the Forbes list in 2025 for the first time. Bubba, congrats.
Thank you.
Top Gen Wealth Advisors, best in state, and Forbes 2025 best in state wealth advisor. Gives me chills. Proud of you, and everything that has happened in between. So I hope I did your intro justice, and I just want to start off with a genuine question up front. And I think that this can be answered in a bunch of different ways, honestly. Would you rather have a bowl full of ice cream with Oreo cookies, Reese's peanut butter cup, or would you rather scare Danielle so bad that she pees her pants and you got it on the ring cam?
Man, you know me so well. He knows me so well that those are probably two of my favorite things to do.
Why do you like scaring people so much, bro? What is it? What is it that you like to scare people? Bro, I'm not even with you, and you're trying to scare me with these Instagram reels nonstop, dude. And I know they're coming, and they still get me.
I don't know what it is.
Dropping my phone? What are you doing?
Oh man, that's a good question. Did I eat dinner or did I not eat dinner yet?
I mean, right now, in this moment, right now.
Probably scare Danielle.
Scare Danielle.
Because it's been like
I love you, sister. But that's what I was hoping he was going to pick.
It's been like 2 weeks, and
it's been like 2 weeks.
The other day. All right, this is good, dude. What an intro! I'm just so grateful to be here with my younger brother that's way cooler than me, incredibly successful. So this is just an honor to be able to support you, and thank you for, Joey setting this up and your team. We already know. We're grateful. We're just
for real.
The gratitude that I have for being this guy's brother. I mean, all those things he said really are meaningless because he's been there every step of the way for this entire thing, from injury to, we'll go there, but I'm so great. Like,
let's go.
Love you more than life.
Love you, Bubs. I do.
For real.
Yeah.
So this is a good one. Bennett's in bed. Danielle was up there drinking with the neighbors in the cul-de-sac, and all the kids were out. So she said, I'm on my way down. And I said, I'm finished and putting Bennett in bed. the garage is open, all the lights are off. So her and Hazley are walking. Danielle and Hazley are walking down the street, and
You didn't get them both,
No,
did you? Oh
did
my
I get 'em
gosh,
so good.
3-year-old daughter. I haven't
yeah,
gone
that's
there
evil.
yet.
Yeah.
I mean, maybe if like they're
Well,
reaching on me, nah,
So
you know.
I'm by the trash cans, right? Like behind the trash cans on all fours. And I go,
Committed.
just like this.
Committed to the scare.
Danielle stands there and goes, "Bah!" for like a solid 7 seconds, and the neighbors are looking down,
Oh,
and Hazley's
my
like, Hazley looks at me like doesn't know to laugh, cry, or pee herself.
So when did this happen?
2 weeks ago.
So I did not know the story.
Yeah, by the way, I didn't know you were asking that question, but so I'm 2 weeks without, you know, her
A scare.
screaming.
Hey, we're coming up on Halloween. Like I need to watch my back when I'm around you.
Oh man, yeah. But then the ice cream's the second. Well, tonight is ice cream night. So
There it is.
It'll be going down. Good intro.
So, just a little bit about our background. Parents were divorced when we were 3. I was 3. Brad was 4. We're 16 months apart. I don't ever remember them being together.
You don't?
I never. No. I mean, I remember. I mean, 3 years old is. I just don't. I just don't remember it. So, kind of, let's build out your story from. You know, we can just kind of crawl through that. Like, it's you and I. We're going back and forth. We get into wrestling because we were watching the WWE, and we said, "Dad, we want to wrestle. We want to wrestle." He said, "Boys, it's not what you think it is."
Do you remember like getting donuts on Sunday and watching wrestling with Dad? Like,
And just wrestling.
yeah.
And
Dad would hold me down, and you would like
I would
kickstand
stop you,
me.
yeah, and then he would hold, and then he'd let you go, and you would come and just pummel me. I'm like, Dad, what the? Come on.
He'd instigate it every time too.
Oh, he loved it. And then so we get into wrestling at I think I was 8, you were 9. That sound right? Because I was 8 and under 100 pounds.
7. I think you were 7, and I was 8.
7 and 8. And they wouldn't let us play football, not until
Middle school.
middle
I think,
school,
yeah.
CTE. I got to play up a litut bit because you're a year older and Dad was coaching, and I was big. He let me play up. And then went to school at Haus Central.
Do you remember when you beat that kid for the state title with a mullet?
I was losing to him.
Was it a St. Genevieve kid?
No shade on St.
His mom.
but-
There was Steve and one other kid in the bracket, I think, and this mom was intense as any dad.
Oh, man.
And do you remember her screaming? She was nuts.
Yeah. That was my first year at USA State too. Like everybody, and listen, like when you're 8 and under and you're wrestling 100 pounds, like you don't have like 36 kids in the bracket, right? Like not many 8 and unders at 100, right? But
I can still see that mom.
dude, I can see running out of the tunnel and just thinking this is the coolest thing. Get my
pretty
name
cool.
yelled, like.
And USA, that's a big tournament.
And like, what was anybody? Maybe Hewitt was in the finals or something. Like nobody. Like was it just me with the little league?
Brandon Weiss, probably. He was always in the finals.
Yeah,
Kids Club.
yeah, that was cool.
Yeah, that was awesome.
So what? So we get through little league, all that fun stuff. We get through high school, all that fun stuff. Give us the rest of your, like, I'm trying to get your take on it, get your origin story. We get through high school. High school was fun. High school was fun being a year and a half apart.
Yeah. So I think you know the competition thing was real. We always tried to compete against each other, and we both were late bloomers.
Yeah.
As far as like going through puberty, you know, we had
Yeah.
I think like sophomore, junior year, which anybody in athletics knows that testosterone is a significant difference at that age.
How much does that help us though? Like to me, that's why we were just grinders.
Yeah, it's an extra extra layer of momentum when you got there, right?
When you got
excited
there.
to be there, but been nice to have some of that in high school too.
I had certain kids with full beards in middle school who were like, dude, I don't even know if I'll ever get there.
Yeah. But then you, so what do you want me to walk through college?
No, just give me your origin. Give me like, obviously I know it, but like when you hear like.
Wrestling didn't, I mean, for me, I wasn't really big enough to commit to football, and you could also say I wasn't good enough really. So I just made my focus wrestling, and then
that was your sophomore year.
Yeah, kind of made the transition, and
said, you were kind of a class clown in my opinion up until that point too.
A little bit. I mean,
I remember a story on the football field your sophomore year when you had to go to the restroom.
Yeah. Yeah. Went in the woods.
House, go in the woods. What, McAfee's dad?
Yeah, freshman year. Yeah. But yeah, it I think
we can edit that part.
Wrestling switched probably sophomore, junior year.
Yeah.
And
full go, quit football.
Yeah, quit football and train that, and then had a couple injuries there, of course, and then really I was very interested in going to Mizzou and wrestling.
So when I want to park here for just a second, so refresh me, and I wish Eddie was here because he would have all the facts, timelines. So sophomore year, 100%. Where we wrestled 145, 140. Was this your back? This was not the back injury year, was it? That was your junior.
My sophomore year, I had that elbow surgery. That's when I met Dr. Lehman.
No. Sophomore year of high school.
Yeah.
That's when you met Lehman?
Yeah. I had that elbow surgery at the Francis House, Sammy Henson's Global One wrestling camp. My elbow landed in between the mat and the gym floor.
That's right.
Yeah, this elbow doesn't even go straight. And I had that elbow surgery. Do you not remember that arm machine I had to sit in?
I do, yeah.
The one doctor's like, hey, you're never going to wrestle again.
I remember that.
Dad's like, we need to get at least one more opinion.
You kind of had a come out year for wrestling that year, I feel like. Right?
Good sophomore year. I took 5th at that Brute Adidas Nationals, but yeah. I mean, it's not, it was okay, not like phenomenal. And then I should have placed, right? I lost to the kid that I beat twice that year.
And then junior year, back injury. Cutting too much weight.
Bad.
Dude, in high school, and then senior year, I'm going to tell, just got hosed on a call in the finals.
Yeah, it was a tough call.
Hosed in a call in the finals, state finals. And I'm going to say what's crazy about high school to me is if you look back as a freshman in college or sophomore in college and you look back at high school and like think about who you now are. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, okay, I would never lose to this kid.
Right.
I would never not pin this kid.
Right.
I would never not be doing X, Y, and Z. Mm-hmm. Like, because once you go D1, NIU, Huskies, and you're in a room with just straight savage killers, you've got a mindset that's just being developed out of this world.
Right.
As a college wrestler, it's just insane. And you think back at some of the unknown parts of your life going from a freshman to a sophomore. And, I remember my freshman year, late bloomer, and I was young. So I was really late, right? And, dude, I didn't even know if I was going to wrestle. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Didn't Dad make you, though? I thought. Or maybe Cross did.
Something like that. Yeah, maybe you guys all did. Thank
God. You
had
that skater haircut, too. Hair down to here. Remember that?
We all had
that picture where you had that long hair and
you pooped on a football field. Stop.
Your Florida necklace that you used to wear. Remember, do you know what I'm talking about?
Yeah, I tried to do kickflips. Yeah.
Tried to do kickflips.
Yeah.
Tony Hawk, Steve Hawk.
But I just think about sometimes, and I don't want to park too much on high school because it's fun to talk about, but it's also like, man, in high school, but if you would have known mentally who you were to become and after high school, just your energy and aura that you would have had going through high school. Yeah. And then if you want to tie that into today even as well, like think about it from that perspective. Like what is 45-year-old Brad Dieckhaus, Steve Dieckhaus gonna know that 35, 36-year-old Brad and Steve Dieckhaus would want to know, and just like even 25, you know what I mean?
Yeah, live as if, live as if. I've told Sebastian this. You are to train like you're already a state champion.
Sebastian's our little brother.
Yeah,
he's in his junior year, 16.
And you got to walk into the room like you own that place.
Live as if.
Live as if you've already been there and done that. It kind of goes along the lines of you fake it till you make it. And I think, I don't think we ever thought we belonged on the big stage. Mm-hmm. As far as competition goes. But then when you realize that you are the big stage, you're the main character in your story that you're writing, then you can walk into the room totally different with your head held high, your chest out, like I'm the baddest dude in the room. And I think that's probably applicable to a business setting too, right? Like you say, what would you tell yourself when you're 35 versus 25 or 45, and I think it's live as if. That 25-year-old Steve Dieckhaus, I want you to act like you've already have $2 million in the bank, because one day that law of attraction is going to happen.
10. I'm 10xing, not 2xing. Let's go. 10.
And then you start to attract those things. You start to chase those things and walk with those type of people that have been there, done that. And then all of a sudden you're picking up daily activities, habits, routines, and disciplines that are making you like that other elite individual, that high performance person.
Yeah. It is something that for me, I feel like the earned confidence, you got to earn it to feel that kind of confidence sometimes, because we want to be humble, and because we want to work for something. You want to feel like you really worked for something, because if something's important, you got to work for it. And that's all we're, kind of taught of, that hard work and that grit. But there is a fine line. You know what I mean? There's a line where you go through to humility and F that, live as if. Yeah, that's good. I like that. Anything else you want to park on that?
I mean, I could.
That's good, bro.
I could unwind all my thoughts and feelings. I mean, if you look at any elite athlete to ever play their individual sport, they've already visualized winning the Super Bowl many, many times. Even if you're Caleb Williams, who's not really the big deal yet, but you don't think
you could have picked somebody else besides him.
You don't think Josh Allen has visualized and lived as if he's already won the Super Bowl? Like he trained. He's not training to make the playoffs. That dude is training to win a Super Bowl. And I
Hall
think,
of Famer.
The 25-year-old or the 35-year-old, you're not showing up to work to produce today's results. It's for tomorrow, for your future family, your legacy. That's
You know what's hard is people can get stifled on that big a vision, and they can miss the belief that they can do it. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And genuinely, a reason that I want to pull out of this podcast is I want people to have the 10x, not the 2. I want the people to go big. I want the people to believe. I want to encourage people to believe. Mm-hmm. We had kind of said it earlier, like, you never thought you could be a state champ or state place, or even in the JV or varsity room, right? And like really run the halls in high school. But then going back, if we'd have known and believed that, and take wrestling out of the scenario, the business situation, like same thing, live as if on the business, and for people to know that's where it starts, is that it really is.
Yeah.
Right. But try to get back on track on this, but I think that when you, so I was kind of halfway in on wrestling myself, right? Like sophomore, junior, freshman year, and to go back to your senior year, like that's something cool we could share. I think when, obviously it kind of burns that you lost, right? But I
Best thing
remember
that's ever happened to me.
that loss was.
Yeah.
I remember making the commitment to win that title and circle back and give it to you too. And
that was just divine. That was meant to happen. That was God's plan. Because if you remember, I was able to be there for that.
Yeah, because
we're going to go down a rabbit
shooting.
hole. But yeah, that 6 kids lost their life at that school shooter, Northern NIU, where I went to school, in that lecture hall. And because of that, they closed the campus down, and I was able to drive back home from Illinois to Mizzou and watch you win and become the first state champion for Francis South Central.
Bro, I remember
that was you couldn't make up a better story.
Yeah.
So one of the Dieckhaus boys won the title.
And again, to kind of start this whole pod in the way that we did, like, I don't know if I would have wanted it. If, like, I know you, the sacrifices, things you've done, the things that you did in high school, like just at that, up to that point, the things that you did to get there, like, for me, I don't know if I was replicating those kinds of, I know I wasn't, right? Like, I wasn't replicating that kind of effort for it. And that's another thing to give back to you, is like that built into character-wise, like going through that and coming out for a higher purpose other than myself for it, So I got you to thank for that.
Yeah, that was special.
All right, so you're at NIU. Mm-hmm. Get to NIU your freshman year. This is when you broke your hip. Break your hip. Catching a frisbee.
Yeah, we were playing. What's that called? Ultimate frisbee. Yeah.
And you dove
for a frisbee, like week 2, maybe even not week 2. Dove for a hip and had a fracture on my hip bone on the outside. It's great luck.
So you red shirt?
Huh?
You red shirt?
Yeah. No.
You didn't? I didn't think so.
But,
oh my gosh! I remember Eddie and I coming up for a party.
A lot of good times.
Literally the movie Superbad.
I'm
not gonna go all the way down that, but holy cow, was that like? I know I'm still a senior in high school.
The video needs to be paused, and we need to fill
Joey
on this.
This was like one of the coolest times, and Eddie's our best friend, and we went up there, and it was just one of the coolest nights of my life. Like, seriously, bro, like that is one of those nights where you look back and you're like, dude, put it in the books. We'll tell that one around the bonfire for the rest of our life.
Oh my gosh,
that's a good one.
Yeah, that was nuts.
Everything happened that night. Literally everything from A to Z that could happen. Superbad came out like 6 months before that. It was nuts.
Oh man.
So I don't know. I think we have a good. I mean, I've always had a good balance of fun and drive, work hard, play hard kind of mentality, and I think that in what you probably have a little bit more work hard than me. You probably. And you, not that you don't have fun, but like, dude, you were super disciplined. Yeah. Like way disciplined with your practices, with everything that you did. You were super disciplined to this day, like ultra. Where do you think that is, like just black and white is what it is? Like,
I don't negotiate with myself. Fact. I will not negotiate terms with myself ever. And I am confident that I am called to be here to be the best version of myself until the day I die. So with that backdrop, I mean, I'm not going to negotiate getting up for a workout or, getting one more rep. And I don't believe there's room for that, because we are here for such a short amount of time. I don't want to waste it, and it's not, I'm not, by the way, that's not like a look at me moment. I just don't want to waste. Like, the way I look at this is visualize a beach, right? And the time that we have on this earth is just one speck of sand. I think that's actually in scripture. That's it. And then we're done.
Compared to all the time.
Compared to all these little sand pebbles, if that's what they're even called.
Yeah.
Like, that's your sprint here. And I want to max my God-given talents to my fullest potential and exhaust every ounce of my character, both emotionally, physically, spiritually, all the above. So I think that's where a lot of the discipline comes from, is because I just really want to be the best version of Brad Dieckhaus that I can be.
Yeah.
I mean,
what do you think the best version looks like?
I haven't met it yet. I think it's aligned spiritually, physically, personally, and I think there's a financial aspect to that, and a charitable aspect, like a generosity aspect to that. So I'm looking for that.
Yeah.
And I don't know that you do meet it until your number's called.
I think that when I started at like work or, in an entrepreneur career, right? Mm-hmm. I think that I was always looking for a destination, like, oh, I'm going to do this, and then I'm going to be able to live a good life, and that's going to be that. And then I'm going to cruise control. And to tie that into what you were saying, like, we're always on the journey.
Yeah.
Like, it is so much more about the process rather than the product,
Yeah.
And the destination, when you're there, you're just going to move the goalpost. It's going to change.
Because if you don't, you go the other way. You can only go one direction.
You can't. Yeah.
If you're not growing and learning, you're dying.
Yep.
That's just the truth.
Facts.
Right?
Especially when...
If you're not growing as a dad, your relationships aren't advancing with the girls, right? Like
well, yeah, 100%. And
your business, same way.
Marriage,
same way, right? If you're not pursuing your
spiritual journey.
Yeah.
And I think that's something that's really ties into, like, not only like who we are, but then also like our careers. You know what I mean? Like, we're commission based. We're basically entrepreneurs running our own practice and our own business, and rents due every day, right? A little bit more for me, right? Because I'm very transactional, and relationships are seasonal, right? Like, we're relationship business, and it's all expiring. It all changes. It's all fluid. And I think that to realize was such a mind shift for me, like a mind shift on, okay, I'm going to get here and then I'm going to cruise. I'm going to get here and then I'm going to cruise. And it's like, I got to take that back. I got to take that out. And we've talked about this. Like, that's not what this is. Mm-hmm. That's not what it's ever supposed to be. That's not ever what we're supposed to be. It's not about a cruise. What are you going to do? Yeah. What are you going to do? Why would you cruise?
And you could position yourself in other segments of your life, but continue growing in other areas, right? Be that spiritual or like giving back to the community or your time, things like that. Or there's other ways that you can grow outside of just growing with, like, speaking of business.
So, and I think for me, just have had going through adversity, not only with, sports and injuries and, not doing what I wanted to do with athletics to the full extent, but then, professionally, like, my story better than anybody. And then talking about the destination and the journey. Like one of the favorite quotes, I think you might have even told me this. You did tell me this. Adversity is here now, just left, or on its way. Mm-hmm. And that is such a bomb, like such a good nugget to keep with you for, from my opinion, a composure aspect when going through the adversity, because it's going to come, and just knowing of it, knowing of when it comes. But tell us like a big adverse story for you. Like, you know, I was
hoping you forgot about that one.
I told you about a hell and back story.
Yeah.
And, I want to park on adversity because I think you're going to shine some awesome light and help some other people with that. And educate them. George
St. Pierre says adversity introduces a man to himself. And I truly believe that 100%. And
that's good.
So one of the biggest obstacles that I had and I dealt with for a very, very long time was, and I'm going to keep it a little bit high level, but I got into some trouble at school, long story short, college. And I'm sure you remember this probably pretty good. And probably many people have done these activities. I just was the guy that got caught, I guess. Mm-hmm. And so a couple of my teammates that wrestled on the team, we went to Iowa for a weekend and basically got into physical altercation with some other individuals. And
doesn't seem very fair for them.
We were not. So it was actually my 21st birthday, and we were going up there to meet up with some girls, and we never met up with those girls. Met this guy and a bunch of his buddies, and long story short, the fight broke out, and got in trouble, and I thought I was going to get kicked off kicked off the wrestling team, kicked out of the university. In fact, one of the guys did because he had gotten in some other trouble. This was really tough because I was also injured. I had a wrist surgery about 2 weeks before this incident. I had the pins taken out of my wrist because was wrestling on a broken hand for an entire season, and I would just tape it, if you remember that. Mm-hmm. I don't know if you remember this, but
I remember that scar.
It's right here. Mm-hmm. Yeah. And so I didn't no intent to fight anybody, but so
don't poke the bear. I've done it too many times, and I've been in the wrestling bad back. I remember when I told you one year I'm gonna kick your ass. We wrote it down on a piece of paper.
Do you remember when you chased me around with the 4x4? Do you remember that? And I just ran outside. I'm like, I don't know if I'm winning this one. Do you remember that? You grabbed the 4x4 and tried to hit me with it.
Oh, dude. I'm sorry. So
the adversity of this was like, okay, I'm supposed to be the starter, supposed to be this guy that's
captain, probably.
Yeah.
And head of the wrestling program.
Yeah, kind of.
Yeah, the image for the university.
Then I'm in front of the board talking to the athletic director, like, why should we keep you? What, all this. And long story short, this whole situation was such a drag because it's incredibly expensive. So I was working 2 jobs and going to school and wrestling full time. To try to afford it, and Dad wasn't gonna.
That was the punishment.
Yeah, it's like, figure it out. You got into it, which was a blessing in disguise. And a couple of the attorneys at the time didn't want to take it because you got your typical wrestler getting into a fight. The only thing that I had going for me was I wasn't publicly intoxicated, so like there was some weight in that situation. But NIU wrestler comes down to
Star
Iowa.
NIU wrestler,
and creates, this, it's just, it's easy to side with the other situation. But all that to say is like, that was another huge blessing for me that happened in my life, from a sense that like at that time, candidly, I was not doing the right things, right? I was injured. I was chasing girls, partying. My wrestling and my faith was not dialed in. And I firmly believe that incident happened for me and not to me, because that very next year, that I got really involved in Athletes in Action.
Yeah, that's right.
Which was basically like Fellowship of Christian Athletes, but it's Athletes in Action was our Christian. So all the athletes on campus would get together and study scripture and pray and just learn more about the gospel and Jesus and how to be, more godly individuals. So at that point in time, I felt alone. I felt like I have no clue what this is going to turn into. So that adversity moment really shoved me into my faith. And I knew who God was, but I wasn't walking and talking the way God wanted me to do that. So I'm like kind of hypocrite. And I'm so far from being the godly man that I'm called to be, but I try to be who he's called me to be. But that was a moment in time where it's like, hey, look, dude, you can go down fear and continue choosing the wrong path and anxiety of, are you going to be in jail for 45 days or get kicked out of university, get your scholarship pulled, never wrestle again? Because I really didn't make any national precedents in the wrestling community. I was relevant, but not really relevant. So having the faith to follow in that time was critical. And I just don't know how people can go day to day without God and a relationship with Christ and having somebody to live a noble life off of.
I prayed before I came in today.
Yeah.
I said a prayer in the parking lot getting here. I did.
That's awesome.
That we would deliver a good message and that we would have some presence. And, this isn't, I think, the purpose of this isn't to try and spotlight you or I, know, and we kind of talked about this before, but to try and, live purposefully with that relationship with God. Yeah. But man, it felt alone, adversity, just how are you going to get back to the good graces? You came out on the other side, and
so I'll continue this if you want me to expand. So the guy that brought me in to Athletes in Action,
Brent.
Well, the founder of so Brent was the director, I guess you would say.
Okay.
Brent married Danielle and I, by the way.
Yeah.
So
remember.
Still talk to him today. Still have communication. But Will McDermott was our athlete leader. So he ended up unfortunately killing himself.
Oh my gosh, I remember this, bro.
And this was the day before the conference championship. So this was basically after he wrapped his arms around me. I got the university and the board to approve me to be a student, kind of hey, we're going to wait to see where this thing goes with you and Johnson County court system, which is in Iowa. And he's like, listen, dude, I love you. I know your heart. Will, right? Will. So he totally loved on me he's never loved on me before. And then he ended up taking his life. And it was that year that I ended up also winning the MAC tournament. And I really think it was part of God's plan, because I mean, not that taking his life was, but as far as the Iowa situation, because that might have saved me from something much worse as far as the trajectory that I was on, right? I was absolutely not going to class. I wasn't a good role model, a good human being, good student athlete I should have been. It's easy to get distracted. So yeah, that was crazy.
Man, I forgot about that incident with Will and how that all intertwined until now. I haven't thought about that.
Yeah. And that was the same year I won
Max.
I am pretty sure it was the week of the MAC championship, which was also at Northern, that I think it was like within a couple of days.
Yeah.
And then I just remember before the finals going out and praying in the hallway, and it was like a dark, cloudy day. And then, like, I said this prayer, I'm like, I have to win this tournament. I could just hear it. I'm like, and I wasn't supposed to win. I think I was the third seed. Jimmy Hamill was a two-time qualifier. He cut down to 184. He was a 97-pounder from Buffalo, tough kid. And then Casey Newberg had I think he beat the Mizzou kid that year. He beat a couple
Northwestern guy?
Kent State.
Oh, okay.
So he was the 1 seed. So I'm like, but I heard that and I'm like, so I beat Jimmy in double overtime to get to the finals. And I was 8 pounds over.
I remember watching this in my dorm room.
Yeah. I was 8 pounds over for the finals. So then I had to go cut weight, and then the finals were the next afternoon. So I didn't think I was going to make the finals at that time. But then when I made the finals, I'm like, I have to win this tournament. There is no way I'm not winning this tournament for Will. And I wrote Will's favorite Bible verse on my wrist.
Yeah.
Freaking won the tournament.
People don't understand how hard it is to cut weight and perform.
And lose a very, very, very close friend. It was so, like, back to the adversity. I just want to share, like, when you have faith, there is no such thing as the impossible. No such thing. Because I firmly believe, like, you can do all things through Christ, who gives you the strength. That strength didn't come from Brad Dieckhaus or Coach Grant or Coach Ludwig. That strength, granted, I trained and put some time in, but that wasn't that. That was supernatural, God-given lift to perform on the stage in the finals to win after all that stuff with Iowa, Will taking his life. That doesn't happen, right, without some, in my opinion, faith deposits and supernatural circumstances, really. So, and
great.
that just, I mean, like, not to keep going, but that was a turning point for me. And here's the domino effect of that. Like, you know where I'm going with this now, right?
I think so.
The rest of the family, the rest of the wrestling team, all these people, like, kind of followed the journey. And then I can segue into Heroes for Hydro from this too. Like, everything that happens to you happens for you at the same time. Every loss I took, me losing, me tearing my ACL, best thing that's ever happened to me. It's perspective, right? Like, I didn't victim, like, if I would have All-American my senior year, I'd probably be coaching wrestling, right? I wouldn't have this tenacity to go out and, keep hunting, perhaps. I don't know. Who knows? But everything happens for you, not to you. And I think I'm just such a firm believer in that. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Do you hear what I'm saying?
100%.
Like, think about that for a second.
I'm sidelined over here because I feel like you're really unpacking some really good truth about your journey, your perspective, how everything has gone. Good's the enemy of great. And if things would have just been good enough after being an All-American, you wouldn't have been chasing down great, right? Like, we have these turning points in our life, like we do, where you go into it and you're not the same person coming out of it.
You're not.
You're transformed.
You're not meant to be.
You're not.
You're not meant to be. Or else that journey would have gone to somebody.
So
that journey would have gone to somebody 100%. Else. And you think, like, God said, "Hey, I'm gonna put you in a jail cell for 7 days for you to figure this out, for you to propel yourself into this superhuman being, so that I can show my light to all these other people." I mean, that could be, I mean, that I just truly believe that's what took place.
Because look at that in a sequence of events, and this spread out to myself probably as well, personally. That's probably close to the time that I switched my roommate living situation, right?
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
If you look at what we did at home with mom and
The conversions of
Talking with him.
mom going to church all the time.
and not only were you leading, your wrestling team, but you were leading mom and the family and me as a brother and going
Met
all
Danielle
in there.
through Scripture.
Met Danielle, right? You guys
Facebook,
started
and
doing
you
really
guys, she met you first, but
good. In person, yeah. And then you kind of take that to the hunger trajectory throughout the rest of what you have versus being okay with a good situation. Man, you tearing your ACL still breaks my heart, though.
oh,
It really does.
Yeah.
Actually, you leg cradling that kid
Steinhaus.
at Wells Fargo and
4-time
Philly.
All-American.
Oh my gosh, bro!
Yeah, I shouldn't have lost
That match breaks my heart. Not to salt the wound.
I
Right,
know, that
right,
one sucked.
right.
I don't know. I gassed.
Yeah,
I warmed up
bro.
like an hour and a half before, and
You had that one.
I should have never. Yeah.
Yeah, so your senior year, you're back at the MAC championship, and you're in the semifinals, and you land funky out of bounds, and you took a long time to get up, and I'm like, get up, and you didn't get up, and I was like, dude, something's wrong. You're not the first person back to the circle. You're not ready. And then you, within 30 seconds, pinned him. Mm-hmm.
Kent State kid too, Newberg, who's top 20 wrestler.
Knee probably blew up like a balloon.
Oh,
Wrestled the finals, lost a close one to
Ben Bennett, 4-time All-American.
Yeah.
Coaching it.
Did you have to wrestle for true second?
Yes.
I remember that. You won that match.
And I didn't have to because of my credentials before that tournament. I would have automatically gotten a bid. But I chose to.
So this kind of action and mindset is what I had as a model growing up. And this kind of action and mindset and mentality is when you and I talk every day, almost every other day or so, and we share. And I feel like we have competed with each other ever since we were little, but like not necessarily against each other.
Yeah, for each other.
Right,
Yeah.
right. And like, bro, I remember having all of these conversations through and in all of these incidents and adverse situations, and just adding fuel to my fire too, as I'm sure you kind of felt through some of the things that I've gone through too, right?
Yeah.
Like, and just doing it with and for each other. It's just been such a blessing for us, bro.
Yeah. It is definitely a little bit of a cheat code having our relationship.
Yeah.
The morning pump up talks and
You got to have
soundboarding and
you got to have somebody foundational in your life that is
iron sharpens iron.
And like sometimes I won't tell you stuff or hold stuff from you because I don't want to hear it from you yet. Because
You don't want to hear the truth.
I don't want to hear the truth yet, bro. Like there's things that I have done where I'm like, I can't tell Brad yet. I got to dream big right now for a little bit because he's gonna course correct me and he's gonna, you know what I mean? Like I gotta just kind of live in this moment because I already know what you're gonna say on some stuff, right? It's like,
You got the little Brad voice saying, "What would my brother tell me?"
but it's great. A lot of it's freaking true, man. And you're on it. So, but what do you want to segue to next?
The only other thing I would say is the inspiration that you did truly play. There was something I looked at every single day. Your state championship medal for the heavyweight division in class 4 was in my locker room, and the picture of you standing on the podium was on my door, and it said, "I will win an NCAA championship for Steve." And you talk about 10X, right?
Yeah.
The goal was to just try to get to a Division I college and wrestle, right?
Yeah.
And then
get a scholarship.
Yeah,
that was it.
then that goal, again, it's complacency is an enemy, right? And it's like, okay, so what, now what, right? Now we show up and now we advance and max yourself out to the use your God-given talents to your fullest.
You know that picture you're talking about? I got a picture of me handing you the medal and giving you a big hug. Here's a picture of my back and your side of your face.
Yeah.
And it's in my office at home.
At home?
At home.
Oh, that's
yeah.
Cool.
Right there. Yeah. So
I gave you your medal back, didn't I?
I think I got it.
Okay. All right.
Yeah. Why'd you do that?
But dude, why? Well, it was a motivation for me for 5 years of 2 and 3 workouts a day and going through the grind, man.
So when you think about coming out on the other side of the fence and giving up, well, being done with wrestling, right? Like, it's probably such an identity of what you were, who you were, everything. How do you bring that? What do you bring to the next phase of life? Like, how do you transition from killer wrestler, 2-a-days, cutting weight, grinding, and then using that to transition to application to next steps of professional life?
Yeah. Great question. So you become a business athlete, I think is the way I've looked at it. And, because that competitive drive, that work ethic has to go somewhere, right?
Yeah,
you have to take those daily activities and habits of cutting weight, working out,
because it's still
doing all the sacrifices. You have to do something with it.
Yeah.
And the only thing that I can think of that would be productive and provide the output is to transition it into a professional career and think about, okay, hey, I'm wearing a suit and tie, but there's still a wrestling singlet on underneath that. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So
yeah,
nobody in that office is going to ever outwork me, ever. That is the one thing I can control. And nobody's going to take care of the families that I support better than I'm going to take care of them, because that's the one thing I can control. So I think you look at,
can't control the market.
You can't control the market. You can't control taxes. You can't control politics. You can't control inflation, war, supply chain disruptions, pandemics, all these things.
Life events.
You can control how you react to those events. That's what you can control. And I will also say you need to be careful. You need to think about what you think about, right? And there's a lot of power in your mind, and your mind can get your body to do absolutely anything, period. Your mind limits you. And I think, everybody's heard this quote, but what the mind can believe, the body can achieve. So I just transitioned that into the suit and tie and how I can be the best version of myself. Again, there's that. I keep saying that, but I want to be the best version of myself for Hazley, Bennett, Danielle, and every single family that trusts me with their life savings. And, that was the same mindset I had for a 7-minute match. I want to bring out the best version of myself to expose this individual and make it 7 minutes about me putting points on the board, right? And every wrestling match is a means to, how do you constantly improve your position, right? How do you constantly score points? Getting into the business world, how do you constantly improve these clients' positions, right? How do you constantly advance them and make them feel more and more confident about the strategy that you're executing? So, and I have a lot to give God the glory in this situation, because none of this is even possible without him putting that hell and back moment situation in my life, and giving him the glory to use my God-given talents to the fullest, to bring out my work ethic to help people, is just such a tremendous blessing.
I mean, it's obvious that the work ethic is like superpower. We've talked about that. Like the work ethic I think that we've been instilled with, it's kind of abnormal, I feel, a little bit, especially in our generation. Like, it's definitely what's put us ahead. And what I feel like for myself, like I say, do two things. I do what's right, and I work harder than you. Like, that's what I would attribute from what I got out of how I've gotten to where I'm at. Like, it's just purely simple from those two things. What would you want to say to 25-year-old Brad starting off as an FA, going through his Series 7s, now that you're 36, now that you've had this experience of a decade plus of building this practice, this book of business, what would you want to tell what would you want to tell 25-year-old Brad?
Think big. Stay humble and think big.
That's hard to do.
Yeah, it is.
It's hard. That is such a fine line.
But
you can think big with God. You can have childlike faith with God.
God wants you to do that, because
it's not.
You're
for us.
glorifying Him.
It's for Him.
Right?
It's not for us.
You're building this empire, this legacy that shines His light brighter than ever before. He's not a small God. He's the creator of all things. He's the God of the universe. He thinks big. You're His son. He's insulted if you are not thinking big enough. Yeah. Oh, dude, that's solid. That's good stuff right there.
Yeah, and man, I would love that advice years and years ago too.
Like, He is for you. Everything happens for you.
It's crazy because like
you.
People will think about faith and religion and on all these like massive like, you know, politically like situations where it's like, oh my gosh, one way or the other, and it's just, you know, it's like you either identify as this or that, or you stand on this principle or that principle, and it's like there's this other side that gets so masked and clouded from that people don't get to visit and know unless they get to visit and know Him, that this is where He wants us. Not battling over these issues that are God's judgment issues. Like, we're not called to judge that. He wants us to take it from this perspective, look through that lens, and be thinking big picture with Him. Yeah. Yeah. And to have His heart through that.
Because, I mean, think about, it's just helping more people.
Yeah.
It's using the talents that He gave you to reach more people. Just like your show, right? Like, you're super talented in this. Let's get a big office building, dude, and let's do 3 of these at the same time. It's your destiny. You know?
I think.
I mean, it just like the enemy wants you to be in this little baby box, right? But when you pray the warrior's prayer, and I have it on my phone, it's so sick. It's so sick. It's like, put on the armor, a shield, and you know,
God's word is the armor, shield.
Oh my gosh! I mean,
I don't know what the
you're just called for greatness, and
so
people can feel it too. You know, people can feel that vibe when you walk in, when they just know you're different, and it's an edge. And if you can harness that edge and harness that flame, you're a deadly weapon, dude. Another cheat code. And we've done that too. Like, we've always been in church, but I don't think we've really leaned into that as a weapon that we can use, because when you compete at the NCAA tournament, you're competing for an audience of one, you know? And okay, let's sit here for a second. Look at every single Penn State wrestler that won a national tournament. There were 2 things in common: gratitude and faith. I think 7 out of the 10 champions gave glory to God and said how grateful they
on
were.
The final,
on the final interview, just like this. They gave glory to God, and they said how grateful they were to just put on the shoes one more time. Every one of them, dude. It was almost like it was scripted. And like, take that and live your whole life that way. Be grateful that, Steve Dieckhaus, you get to put on your shoes. You get to go work out and break a sweat. You get to be sore. You get to change a diaper. You get to go to work. You get to put gas in your tank. You get to pay bills, because someone else somewhere in this world doesn't get to do that. And we get to do these things. That's a Cale Sanderson mentality right there.
You get the workload. You get the responsibility of your family. You get to be a father. You get the responsibility to raise these girls, to raise your son, to raise your daughter. You get the responsibility to bring them to school. I remember when I first had to start bringing Steve to school, I was like, oh my gosh, dude, just another thing I got to do before I get in the office. I got to go. Mind shift, I get to. And now we do gratitudes. Now we do what we're thankful for the day, and we do affirmations. And it's a moment that I get with them for 15 minutes every single day, and I wouldn't change it. And I'm sad every time I don't get to. You get to lead your team. You get another client to lead. You get a problem to be the solution to.
I get to use Bennett's story and trials as the biggest testimony. I can't tell you how many people have came to Christ when he was in the NICU for 186 days.
So Bennett is Brad's son.
Born 23 weeks.
Born at 23 weeks.
I get to use that situation where we could totally cower down and let the enemy devour our household and pray and pry on our family and chew us up and just diminish all the things that God had in store for Bennett. But now we've raised over $200,000+ in the last 4 years for St. Louis Children's Hospital, all because God trusted me to steward Bennett, because he knew what he was doing when he chose me and Danielle. He knew that we would not fall victim, that we would use our God-given talents to the fullest to magnify his supernatural power and to show people how powerful it is when you have faith, and that when you totally, fully lean into that. I'm not saying there's not days where we're like, really? You're really another surgery number 14, another surgery? I can't wait to talk to him one day and find out, but I also know what he's doing. He's in the background moving the pieces around, and he's like, dude, I'm going to get close with Joey now, right? Like, and he's on his own journey. And dude, like, we had a great phone call, and I just could feel God syncing our call. And like, who might else we touch with Bennett, bro? Like, this podcast is probably part of Bennett's situation and God's divine path to reach more people. The Charlie Kirk situation, bro, like, it's all part of a plan.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
And you want to talk about miracles that happen biblically and people don't ever believe them. Like, there's no way that could happen. There's no way that can happen. Well, what about a 23-week born with hydrocephalus, cerebral palsy, nonverbal, like, assistance, and now
the medical professionals told us there was a 90% chance that Bennett Anthony Dieckhaus would not survive that situation.
10% chance of living at 23 weeks.
1 pound, 6 ounces.
And in 4 years, raising $200,000 back to a hospital for clinical research, and widespread message of Christ and the why. You had journaled about this when you guys were in the NICU for how many months?
It was about 6 months.
Every
186 days.
Single day, a daily devotional.
Yeah.
Every single day, a daily devotional.
It's a book now. Danielle made it a book. I can't read it. It's hard. It's very hard to read.
Can anybody read it?
Yeah, you could read it. It's long, dude. It's 186 pages, but
186.
Not an audio book yet. But you know how you can like print it out and turn it into a hardback. Yeah. Sorry, I'm interrupting you. But.
I mean, bro, we've talked a lot about faith on this and a modern day miracle out of your son and how God has put that in place, and you've been able to help glorify and do all those things. And I didn't know it was a book though.
Yeah, Danielle made a book.
How do we get this book?
It's not like a public. I mean, she turned it into a book for one day.
How many people do you think? I mean, I know everybody was reaching out to nonstop during this time, right? Like the 6. How long were you in the NICU for?
186 days.
186 days. So six plus months in the NICU, in the Ronald McDonald House, going back and forth from my house in Moscow Mills to.
No, we moved out of the house.
Oh,
yeah. So
okay.
yeah. So he was in the hospital and the neonatal intensive care unit, and Ronald McDonald House, bless them, like best, amazing organization. Shout out, appreciate you guys. And they gave us a room, so it was basically like a hotel room, and we packed 2 suitcases and Danielle's toiletries and whatnot. And so every morning I'd get up at about 3:30, go over to Bennett, pray in the unit. Danielle was sleeping, and then I'd stay in there probably till about 5:30, and then I'd come back, walk back to the Ronald McDonald House, shower, and then I would drive all the way out to Wentzville from St. Louis Children's or Mercy. We were split in between 2, and then I'd go work. Then I'd have to turn that off, and then work till 4:30, 5 o'clock, and then drive back down there. And then from basically then on, we'd stay there till about 9:30, 10 o'clock. Do the same thing Monday through Friday.
In all the meanwhile, you're putting out a daily devotional and purposefully moving with the situation that you're in, and not only with visiting Bennett. Bennett doesn't know if you're there or not.
Right.
Visiting Bennett, praying over him, taking time to put these thoughts into a journal, providing for the family, circling back, and then coming back to Bennett and Danielle and being there for her. And I told you, I think it was Elsie at RSV, and we went into the hospital overnight, and holy cow, bro. Like, it was like, dude, I couldn't imagine. Yeah. I could not imagine 14 surgeries on my child.
Yeah.
Like, the amount of,
Well, it's not my child. It's God's. And I think granted, Danielle and I created him, but he is a child of God. So if you follow what I'm saying, I'm the steward. God gave us that kid, right? Because he should not be here, technically. That is a gift from God that I am to take care of and love until God wants him back. And the reason I'm forced to think through that lens is because the probability of him passing before us is incredibly high. Just with all the things that he has. And I have to have the right mindset for that, because that could really happen. And I don't know that Danielle could, navigate that. So somebody's got to do it, So that is God's child. I'm his short-term dad, but his real father's upstairs, right? That's how I look at it.
You're doing a good job.
Bro, it's not about me. I'm just God's weapon. It's really like, take Brad Dieckhaus. This could be anybody. God has given me a supernatural capability to do some things that I don't know how I do. You know what I'm saying? And I will tell you, the one thing that I've embraced too is what I know is anytime I'm uncomfortable, I'm on the verge of greatness. Anytime I'm in an uncomfortable position, whether it's a negotiation with work, or if it's a marriage situation, or if it's a situation with a kid, or if it's a physical uncomfortableness, I am on the verge of something very great and special. Because when you can be a human being and you can find a way to embrace the discomfort and thrive in an environment of extreme discomfort and uncomfortable, you're turning into an elite human. You're in the process of the next version of Steve Dieckhaus, the next version of Joey Yak. You just don't know it because you're so distracted by the temporary pain and the obstacle that you're looking at right in front of you, but you're on the verge of something so divine and special and remarkable, but you're still distracted on the little thing, the little obstacle, flat tire, your side-by-side breaking down. But all that drama's happening because something special is going on. I'm telling you, it happens every time.
Missing Cancun flight. Bro, you know I've told this story.
You could have died in a car accident or something. You just don't know.
No, you know what? You know what's cool? I've told this story about missing this flight. Have I know I told you the story.
Oh, yeah.
But I've tied this back in now to coach my team, to share. I was on a divisional call the other day. I shared the story. I was in front of leadership. I shared the story. So like that situation, exactly what you're saying, has happened to me, and it, like, holy cow, right? Like all of that put together to now have this story out there to move this leadership team, move my team, move the rest of my company in a different way too with the divisional team. Like I wouldn't change it, and the battle test between Ember and I through that was great.
Oh man,
it was great.
In our stay in the NICU, Danielle was elite. And here's what I mean by that. She told the doctors what to do, when to do it. She did not miss one thing.
Yeah.
And that gave me the confidence to go hunt for my family. What I mean by that is so that I could trust that
Mama
Bennett
was
in great hands because, Mama Bear was there, fangs out, ready to throw down with a neurologist, pulmonologist. I mean, she was, they actually thought she was a nurse because, I mean, she did not, she's so detail driven, meticulous. So huge shout out to her because that allowed me to have very hard to focus right in that moment of absolute catastrophe. But I did know confidently that he was in good hands and I could go provide for the family and make sure that we could still pay the bills while living in the hospital.
So I feel like you and Danielle, and we have competition too, but you guys have a little competition with each other and almost, but like, and bro, like Ember and I have competition with each other.
Yeah.
And we don't come out and say it, kind of like you and I don't come out and say it to each other too, but like, it's good. It's an accountability to your wife and who you're wanting to be and you know, to elevate like that. You guys have brought that out of each other, right? To have Danielle with that security in the family and Bennett and to be there with that and put you in a position to go and continue to thrive on the other end. It's like, it's hard because, you know, you always need the team. You always need the team. Like, and you're on my team. I'm on your team.
Yeah.
Like Danielle, Ember, we are all a team, you know, like, how many times have you guys gotten, you know, ambulance ride in and we're trying to, mom's there, we're there, everybody's there. It's a heartbeat for you guys.
Yeah, she's great. We call her the domestic engineer. That's her title.
Is it? Yeah,
running the house. She's not doing real estate deals, right?
Yeah. Real estate professional.
No, she does. She works very hard. She's those kids have the best of whatever they need, right?
Yeah.
And I think Ember does that too.
Yeah.
Heroes for Hydros.
Let's go.
Is the absolute
Where's all my superheroes at?
Funnest golf tournament, I think.
Oh my gosh, bro. Golf launcher,
sure,
golf ball launcher.
Sure.
We got a mobile bar.
Bunch of idiots trying to hit a golf ball
We're
straight.
at Golf Club of Wentzville. There's not much rules out there when the Dieckhaus boys are out there.
I mean, I say there's two times a year where
the weather's beautiful.
It really, I mean, I don't even want to say that out loud. If this is real wood, we need to knock on wood. But it has been spectacular. But there's two times a year.
The speaker's loud from hole to hole.
Steve's the hype man, if you can't tell.
Brad gets up there on the mic. I steal it from him and shotgun a beer in front of everybody before the send-off.
Double D on a natty anthem.
Double D, one of our boys, singing from choir all the way to age 45, still getting up there. Is he 45? I don't know.
He's not.
The send-off is awesome.
Yeah.
And the cause is awesome.
The cause is awesome.
And we're gonna have Joey there this year. We're gonna have Joey on socials this year. I'm so excited for that to turn out. We've got new swag. We've got the swag stores up for a couple more days or so. Did you get a shirt? I got a shirt already.
I got 3 of them.
I did. We
Did you
got
get
two.
the TM shirt? Travis Matthew? What?
Yeah, for
Had
sure.
to, right?
Yeah, for sure. And I got a sweater. Yeah, XL. Well, Ember's gonna wear that, but I'm gonna take it from her.
I thought you were about to.
Dude, our logo this year is fire.
It's good.
It is.
It's
It's the best it's looked.
Yeah, it's really
Sugar
good.
Fire.
Sugar Fire.
Sugar Fire.
Cold beer.
Is there gonna be beer there?
Not for you. So Heroes for Hydros.
How did it start?
Hero for Hydros was, well, you and I had a conversation like, dude, you need to do something to raise money, not promote, but it's.
I knew that you were living this. I obviously, right? Like I knew you had this and rocking and rolling with the devotionals, and I'm like, bro, you got to do something with this.
Yeah. So you kind of nudged me for really like 2 years. I'm like, dude, I just don't have capacity to do something like this. And he's like, bro, I just think you're called that we should do like a charity golf tournament. I'll help you. And then finally, I think it was like the second year you asked me, and I'm like, all right, dude, let's do it. Let's try it. We'll just try it. And honestly, it was you. Like you just kept nudging me. And then, I don't know, we just ended up doing it, and it was a hit.
It was a
like,
sellout.
It was a sellout. And I was like, whoa. And, I mean, year one, I think we raised like
big money,
$50,000.
Yeah.
And Steve was instrumental by all that in terms of just pushing
Bubs.
and lighting the flame. And then you asked me to do something for Bennett. There's extra, motivation, right?
Come on.
Like the kid's awesome.
Yeah.
And so what is Heroes for Hydro? It is a non-for-profit through St. Louis Children's Hospital. So all the money that is raised that day, every single dollar goes directly to St. Louis Children's Hospital neurosurgery research. So it goes to a cause that the research is supposed to help with hydrocephalus, which is, if anybody isn't familiar with hydrocephalus, it is a ventricular bleed of the brain. So fluid, everybody has fluid in their brain. All of us naturally dilute the fluid just with the God-given anatomy that we have. When Bennett was born, his did not work. So they had to put in his fourth ventricle this device. It's called the VP Estrada shunt that drains the fluid down to his stomach. So if you see my son, he's got an enormous incision here, and then he has an incision in his stomach.
You can see the wire in his neck.
Yeah. So it drains the fluid. So this golf tournament is incredibly meaningful because a lot of people actually have hydrocephalus, but most of them don't have an extreme case as Bennett. They have just kind of a like I would call it normal hydrocephalus. I don't know if that's the right medical terminology, but Bennett just had a much more rare, extremer case to where the location, the fourth ventricle, is not as common. So that money goes to helping figure out a way that they can get rid of the fluid as opposed to cutting open the side of your skull and putting a new device in. So I know there's some Bluetooth devices that they're looking at that can measure. So another thing people don't realize is if this fluid builds up, it can kill you very quickly. Okay. So if you think of like adults that have a brain bleed, I think this percentage is like 80 to 90% of an adult that has a brain bleed dies. So after the fact, right? So like if they fall and they get a brain bleed, like that's what Bennett has, right? That's what part of the hydrocephalus is. So this the money that from the golf tournament that's being raised goes to that department to help them
I think that's one thing that is so important to pause on real quick, because a lot of people that might have a child in this scenario are very, and you are too, financially burdened with the fact that you're going to the doctors, you need people to help take care in home. Like there's a lot of medical costs obviously into this, or into making sure Bennett stays healthy and all the things. It's medically very expensive, and you don't take $1. In fact, you give back into it, as do I. Like we and all that money goes straight to children's.
Right.
Yeah, I think that's so cool because how many and not anybody that
So yeah, some people might need it, right?
absolutely. But I just think that's such a cool thing that it's just a pass through and you're going straight back to. And I remember talking about that last year, and I think that's a reminder. Like this isn't a Brad and Danielle GoFundMe. This is going straight to the research, the clinical research.
The tournament's full. If somebody wants to sponsor for this year, they could donate to the link. We're late on getting a custom sign, but if they wanted to sponsor, support the cause, check out the link. It's on my Instagram page, which I think is
you can probably flip
Brad.
it. He'll put it on the video too.
Okay, yeah. Just donate to the link. Whatever. I mean, if $5 is all you can do, $50, $100 if you're feeling froggy and you want to take that leap and donate more. But we don't take a penny, and it's a tax deduction. I'm not a CPA, by the way. Put that disclaimer in there for Merrill. But it's amazing, and I mean we have to turn away teams every year.
Yeah, so. I'm so happy with the group of guys that are a part of it too. It's just such a good group of people. So if you guys come to this and you've been to this tournament, thank you so much for supporting us and this vision around it too that we've had. We obviously wouldn't be able to do stuff like this without our core group of people.
Yeah.
And it means a lot. I know to me as your brother, I'm sure it means a lot to you. It's seeing all the love and to Bennett and Danielle. So appreciate you guys that have played in the past and that are planning on coming out this year for sure.
Just grateful we have such a special community, I think.
Yeah.
Compared to like some of the other people I know.
Yeah.
Between your friends, my friends, sports coaches, neighbors, coworkers, we're just so blessed with such a fun community and good guys. I mean, that are like-minded. Dogs.
What would be final thought? Like if you want to leave somebody with a line or something that is motivational for you that you use an anchor. What's an anchor for you? That one last thing for HPP first podcast.
I would say this. If it scares you, go and do it right now. That's what I would say.
Put them on a commercial, would you?
If it scares you, then that is exactly what you need to go and do. And you are far, far, far more capable of what you give yourself credit for when you hinge that to a supernatural power and you have that faith. That's what I would say. And use your God-given talents to your fullest. Be integrity infused and know that there's always more left in you. And I would say that, just simply do the best that you can do to maximize your time while you're here on planet Earth, because it's short. It's short. That's it.
You're the man.
Love you.
Love you.